This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
I failed you and the standards that I hold myself to, and for that, I am so sorry. What I did was wrong, no excuses. I take full responsibility for my actions. I fell short of the values I've held for my entire 33-year career. I didn't treat this officer with the respect that he deserved. All police officers deserve respect. I am truly
I'm the DA.
sorry.
I was going 55 coming home from work.
55 and a 35.
I don't really care.
Okay.
So you can call Dennis.
Can you please come over here? This is on a traffic stop, ma'am.
Yes, it is. You can call Dennis Kohlmeyer right now.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped you. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free. Absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
Can you please tell him to leave me alone?
Welcome back to the Junkyard News. In today's video news story, we're going to be talking about a district attorney who truly felt that she was above the law, as the body camera video of the police went viral, and now everybody knows how she feels and how she believes in rules for thee, but not for me.
Did you talk to Dennis? This is ridiculous. Just go away.
Hello, sir. Good. Ma'am, can you please stay at the back? This is a legal traffic stop. Can you please stay over here?
No. Hey, baby, get your little guy out of here.
Sir, I stopped her for going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road.
And she failed to stop. She drove all the way back home and parked in her garage. And now she's not complying with any of my commands. Ma'am, do not go inside.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right. Ma'am, come outside. You can't just go inside. This is a traffic stop. Here's your phone back.
I understand the law better than you. Would you just
953. Can you have a supervisor come to the scene?
No. Get out of my fucking house.
I don't know why you're acting like this towards me.
Because
Can you please go to the back of the vehicle?
I'm not going to. I'm home. Okay, 55.
I don't care if you got home. You were supposed to stop at Phillips Road when I pulled you over. When my lights were
I
initiated.
didn't know you were stopping me. There was lots of other people on the road.
I was right behind you.
Yeah? There were other people on the road too.
Okay, I was directly behind you.
I'm not dealing with you right now.
Can you please step over here?
I'm not going to.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
I just don't understand the hostility towards me. I'm doing my job.
No, you're being an asshole.
How am I being an asshole?
I am the DA of Monroe County.
I understand
Yes,
that, but
I'm
that doesn't
coming
give
home
you
from work,
a right
and
to
I
go
was
55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I understand that, ma'am.
I don't really
understand
care.
that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just don't understand the hostility. I
No,
understand you're
I
coming home
understand
from
why you're
work.
And half the time I was on the phone with Dennis telling him, why are you pulling me over?
You're not even supposed to be on the phone to begin with. You should
Yes.
know that.
I'm hands-free? Absolutely.
Okay.
You should know the law.
Okay? If it is hands-free, that's great. But at the end of the day, you're going 55 and a 35. That's 20
Okay.
miles over the speed limit.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. You know what I've been dealing with all day? 3 murders in the city. And do you think I really care if I was going 20 miles over the speed limit?
These days, if you ask any driver out there on the road, heck, you even ask a student driver what they're supposed to do when they look behind them while driving and see flashing lights of an emergency type vehicle. Most likely, you're going to get an answer of immediately pull over to the side of the road. But in this video, you will see how one district attorney for Monroe County believes that does not apply to her, even when she's the one being pulled over. Now, District Attorney was well known throughout Monroe County for her unwavering commitment to justice. However, one day, her reputation took a dramatic turn. You see, while driving home from work, she was pulled over by a police officer for speeding, which she readily admitted going 55 miles an hour in a 35. Now, when the officer attempted to pull her over, not realizing it was the district attorney, she would not yield to the side of the road. In fact, what she did was call the police chief and ask him to get his dog away from her. That's right, get his officer to leave her alone. But now that she was exposed, of course, her claims she only called the police chief to ask him, can you relay a message to the officer who's trying to pull me over that I'm not a threat, I'm just going to drive home instead of pulling over on this busy street? What would happen to you or I if we attempted to do such things? How many of us actually have the phone number to any chief of police saved in our phone that we can contact any time that we need them? Now, when Sandra Doorley did arrive at her residence, she opened the garage door and pulled her vehicle into the garage and proceeded to go about her day, paying no mind to the officer that had followed her to her residence with his lights going, exiting his vehicle, and explaining to her, this is a traffic stop. I need you to come here. To which, of course, she kept saying, no. What would happen to you or I if we continually told an officer no when they commanded us to do something during a legal traffic stop?
Why are you arresting me?
I think you and I both know the answer to that. Now, even as the police officer continually tried to get her to step to the back of her vehicle and exit her garage, she continually was defiant. Now, even as the officer continued to stay calm and polite, the situation did escalate quickly as the DA continued to ignore the officer's commands.
Okay, I'm just doing my
I would
job.
get in front of the-
If you pulled over when you saw my lights, which obviously you did.
I thought you were going somewhere else because I thought no one would ever pull a black SUV if you ran my plates.
I didn't run your plate. I just called your plate out. And then I'm following you because you're not stopping. So I had to take the air from dispatch.
Just please.
953, you can have the air back, by the way.
10-4.
Just come outside over here.
No, I'm not going outside.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you just to leave.
Well, I'm having a supervisor come because that's what my chief told me to do.
5-2, show me out with 5-2. 10.
This is a
Do you have your driver's license?
I just showed you my driver's
You show me your badge.
Thank you, 7-4. With EMS, a 14-year-old having a seizure, 200 East River Road, apartment 200 on the third
because
floor.
I was going 55 up Phillips Road.
10-4, get your Amelia.
And I was
She's
just
part
trying
of the, she's
to,
the DA.
Yep, I know.
and I was just trying to pull into my driveway. I was on
Okay.
the phone with Dennis Kohlmeyer saying, would you please tell the person who's following me that
Listen,
I'm almost home?
Ma'am, I understand you were going home, but I started my lights back at Phillips Road.
Hey, on Phillips Road, yes,
Yes.
you did, and there are other cars.
I was right behind you, directly behind you. At the end,
Go ahead, like,
listen,
you wanna,
at the
like
end
I
of the
said,
day,
go ahead if you want to write me a traffic ticket, that's fine.
okay, at the end of
I
the
really
day,
don't care.
at the end of the day, I was stopping you for speed. If you
I've
just
had a
stopped,
really bad day. I've been dealing with
and
murders
I
in
get
the
it,
city
and I
all
get
the-
it. We have bad
I'm
days
sorry,
also,
I'm
ma'am.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
We have bad days also.
My license back?
I'm gonna just add it to the job real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
You can just go and actually add it. You don't have to use the air. At the end of the day, I was just making a traffic stop, doing my job, what I was supposed to do.
Well, fine, thank you.
Okay? So now, supervisor's on his way, and then we'll go from there.
Supervisor's coming up here.
Huh?
Who?
Sergeant Johnson. I understand you had it. Like, I get it. We all have bad days at work.
And I'm gonna go in the house. Seriously, this is ridiculous.
No, this is a traffic stop, and you, out of everyone, should know that if there's a legal traffic stop, which I have the right to detain you until this is done.
Then just write me the fucking ticket. I really don't care.
Okay. Well, then just hang out at the back of the car.
Because I'm the one that's gonna prosecute myself. You know what I'll do with the ticket?
Now that's a man's flush.
Okay, just come out here for me and just stand.
I'm not walking out there. I'm not. Hey, baby, right? Here's a good boy. And this is-
Corey, you just want to stand up here. Yeah, as long as it's added to the job. Sarge on his way?
Because you said 10-4.
Okay.
So, it could be.
As the DA continued to ignore the officer's commands, the DA thinking that she had more important things to do, and she didn't have time for this nonsense with this officer who obviously didn't know who she was, but maintaining his professionalism warned her of the consequences of noncompliance. But it seemed like Sandra continued to scoff at him, her belief in her own immunity evident. The body cam recorded every word, every dismissive gesture, and she blatantly disregarded the law she was sworn to uphold. News of this incident did spread like wildfire once the footage was released to the public. The community was shocked to see their district attorney behaving so contemptuously. There were also calls for her resignation, and they grew quite loud as the video showed a clear abuse of power and a disregard for the very legal system she was supposed to be representing.
She was going 55 and 35 on Phillips. She didn't stop at all. She decided to drive home, called the chief, and this is where we're at. She's admitted multiple times to me. So I attempted to stop her on Phillips Road, going 55 and a 35. Didn't see the plate. I was just keeping an eye on the vehicle because she wasn't stopping. Drove all the way here, pulled into her garage, got out, was just being aggressive towards me for no reason. I was being respectful, telling her this is a legal traffic stop, come to the back of the vehicle. No. Then she called chief, then that's why I requested a supervisor. And now she wanted to go inside, told her no, you can't go inside, and this is where we're at. So
It's a really bigger deal. Start calling me. It's a much bigger deal.
Well, you caused that, Sandra. What do you want us to do? Not do our job because of you?
No, it's fine. I said, write me a ticket. But I was just saying, I was not going to stop at Phillips Road at 5:30.
Well, you broke another rule because of that. Right? You should know better. That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense. Sandra. You know that.
717, I got nothing showing all set.
Why would you have to pull up? We made it a bigger deal than it needed to be.
All set. Make contact over the phone, accidental call.
What's the deal? You got
Yeah,
ticket? What are you going to do?
I mean,
It's your stop. I'm not going to interfere with that.
yeah. I mean,
736,
I get that she came home. I mean, obviously, if I
That's
It
fine.
just
makes
trying
no
to
sense.
yeah.
I explained that to her.
I-
It makes
like-
no sense to come home.
She came home, she failed to stop. I mean, it's a arrestable offense. I'm not trying to arrest the DA of the county, but also I don't want to not do my job and not at least write her something. So
No, I
think
get it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to.
I'll at least write her the freaking going 55 and a 20.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I got discretion whether or not.
No, I get it. I understand.
So
Hello.
all right, ma'am. So I'm issuing you speed in zone 55 and a 35.
That's fine. I'll take care of it since I'll be prosecuting myself.
Okay. At the end of the day, if you see my lights and sirens behind you, and obviously they're going off, just pull over. We can have a conversation and be on our way. I kept my eye on your vehicle. I'm not going to check my computer to see what plate it is if a vehicle is not stopping for me. I want to keep my eyes on that vehicle for my safety, so I make it home at the end of the day. Okay?
I apologize, but
I'm sorry that you had a bad day,
yeah.
and I'm sorry it went this way, but I do respect what you do. Have a good day, man.
What I did was wrong, no excuses. I take full responsibility for my actions. I fell short of the values I've held for my entire 33-year career. I didn't treat this officer with the respect that he deserved. All police officers deserve respect. I am truly and sincerely sorry. I had just come from work. I was dealing with 3 homicides that occurred over the weekend. I watched a video where an innocent cab driver was executed, and I was still reeling from a frightening medical concern that my husband received that afternoon.
The DA's actions that day served as a stark reminder that no one, not even those tasked with enforcing the law, are above it. The scandal ultimately did lead to her, a few days after the video went viral, to paying the traffic ticket, even though on police body cam quite a few times she told the officers, "Go ahead and write me the ticket. I'm just going to prosecute myself, and how do you think that's going to go?" Comments like that truly show what some public officials believe, that they can get out of anything, that they're above the law, and that the rules that they enforce are for us, but don't apply to them. Now, although this did lead to a formal video apology by the DA, I believe it was a sobering realization for Sandra Doorley that justice is blind, and her status could not shield her from its reach, especially when the local news and the national news, as well as social media, which assisted in her becoming a worldwide event. That's right, she's now famous. And this does beg the question of why do public servants believe that they are above the law? Public servants are generally expected to adhere to the same laws and the same standards as any other citizen. However, there are several reasons why some public servants might act as if they are above the law. You see, holding a position of power can sometimes lead to a sense of invulnerability. When individuals have significant control or influence, they might feel that they can evade consequences. And of course, you have the lack of accountability. In some cases, there may be inadequate oversight or enforcement of the rules. If public servants see others are not held accountable for their actions, they will feel emboldened to behave the same way. Public servants may engage in illegal or unethical behavior, believing that their connections or status will protect them from repercussions. Some public servants might misinterpret the privileges of their office as exemptions from the law, leading them to believe they have special rights that others don't have that place them above legal constraints. And of course, there is human nature. Like any other group, public servants are susceptible to the same human flaws as everybody else, such as greed, pride, or desire for power, which can all lead to unethical behavior. It is important to note that while these factors can contribute to the perception or reality of public servants acting above the law, many public servants out there do work diligently and ethically to serve their communities and uphold the law. Effective mechanisms for accountability, transparency, and oversight are essential to ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their position, adhere to legal and ethical standards. But this does remind me of the old saying, "Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely." Great men are almost always bad men, even when they exercise influence and not authority. The writer was expressing his concern about the dangers of centralized power. The phrase has since become widely recognized, frequently cited in discussions about the nature of power and its impact on human behavior. And then you have rules for thee, but not for me. That phrase captures the phenomenon where individuals, often in positions of power or authority, believe or act as though they are exempt from the rules and standards that apply to everybody else. This double standard can manifest in various ways. Individuals in power may leverage their position to bypass rules or laws that constrain others. People in the position of authority or power may develop a sense of entitlement, believing that their status justifies special treatment or exemptions from the rules and laws everybody else must follow. When people see that those in a position of power are constantly not held to the same standard as everybody else, it can lead to a loss of trust in institutions and the leadership. And that's why it's important to keep raising public awareness to situations like this and advocating for equal enforcement of laws and rules, and hopefully pressure leaders and institutions to adhere to the same standards as everybody else. What do you think about District Attorney Sandra Doorley?
To the community, I owe you full transparency. Here's what I'm doing to hold myself accountable. First, I already pled guilty to the speeding ticket, and I will willingly pay the fine. Next, I'm referring the entire matter to a district attorney from another county for review and will fully cooperate with that investigation. I'm going to self-report this incident to the grievance committee, and I will cooperate with their investigation. Finally, if one of my assistant district attorneys had acted this way, I would have disciplined them. So I'm disciplining myself. I will take ethics training to remind myself that professionalism matters. I've been humbled by my own stupidity, and I am fully to blame. I will make this right. I ask for your forgiveness.
Don't forget to comment how you feel and what you think. Thank you again for watching this episode of the Junkyard News. Be careful, people, or we could, in the future, be covering a video story about you in the next one. Thanks for watching.